Now it's your turn to add, subtract, or multiply polynomials with multiple variables. Stop this video, take a moment to write out your answers to these problems in your lecture outline packet, and then turn the video back on to check your answers. In this first example, we're given the expression 4y squared plus 3xy, and then we have a subtraction sign, and then we have the grouped expression 5x squared minus 8xy. So one of the key things with this problem is to first identify that we're subtracting. If you look at the second example, there's no addition or subtraction sign in between, and so the parentheses there are going to show us that we're multiplying, which we'll get to in a moment. So let's look at the subtraction example. The first thing we want to recognize again is that we have subtraction. So we have 4y squared plus 3xy, and from that we're going to subtract the expression 5x squared minus 8xy. Again, those parentheses are showing that we're subtracting that entire expression. So as our very first step, if we subtract an entire expression, then every term in that expression must be subtracted. So as our first step, we will have 4y squared plus 3xy, and we no longer need parentheses. And when we subtract the entire expression 5x squared minus 8xy, that will mean that we are subtracting the term 5x squared. And then we are going to subtract a negative 8xy, remembering that in 5x squared minus 8xy, the term, that second term, is negative 8xy. So subtracting a negative, this becomes plus 8xy. So as our first step, we've removed those parentheses and turned this into 4y squared plus 3xy minus 5x squared plus 8xy, and there are no longer any parentheses. As our next step, we want to look and identify like terms. Like terms have to have the same variables raised to the same exponents. So our terms are 4y squared, 3xy, negative 5x squared, and 8xy. So identifying these, 4y squared does not have any other like terms, and neither does negative 5x squared, but 3xy and 8xy are like terms. They each have x raised to the first power and y raised to the first power. So we can combine those. We have 3 of this xy, and we have 8 of it, so total we have 11 xy. So as we simplify this, we will have 4y squared plus 11xy minus 5x squared. And that expression is fully simplified. In our second example, we have the expression 3t plus 4x, and then we're multiplying by 3t minus 4x. A couple things to note. The reason we know that we're multiplying is that we have one expression in parentheses and another expression in parentheses with no operation in between, so there's implicit multiplication through those parentheses. We can work this through by foiling. That's one option. Another option, though, is to remember that when we have a plus b times a minus b, it turns into a squared minus b squared. So we could use that shortcut formula here. If we don't see that, then we would just go through the standard approach of foiling. So I'll show this with foiling, again remembering we could have used that shortcut formula. So foiling this, we will take the first two terms. We'll take 3t times 3t, and then we'll take the outside term, so we'll have 3t times a negative 4x. So we can take plus 3t times a negative 4x. And then our inside terms, we have positive 4x, positive 3t, so plus 3t times positive 4x. And then for those last terms, we have positive 4x and negative 4x. So we'll have minus 4x times 4x. Simplifying these through, we're going to have 9t squared when we take 3t times 3t. And then we have 3t times negative 4x, which will be minus 12tx. Then we have 3t times 4x, so we'll have plus 12tx. And then lastly, we're subtracting 4x times 4x, so we have minus 16x squared. And again, we can realize that negative 12tx and positive 12tx sum to 0, so we're not going to have any middle terms here. And we'll have, when this is fully simplified, 9t squared minus 16x squared. And again, going back to that shortcut formula, we can see if we'd taken 3t and squared it, we'd have gotten 9t squared, and then subtracted that quantity 4x squared would give us minus 16x squared.